Alright, well, I have the carrier plate cut and I put the side clamps on, or one of the brackets for the clamps, and drilled the holes for them. Ease the edges there, can't hardly see. So I tacked on, well, I ran one bead down, tacked on and ran a bead down the wedge. And if you notice, I held this back here about 5/8 of an inch, and I'm gonna grind this down when I'm done, and then ease it into here. I didn't know whether or not I was gonna hold this up to the front or ease it in here, so that way the wood would just slide right off the front here. Another thing I did too, you see I have it clamped down with a piece of welding rod in here. That's important because when you're gonna weld something real thick like this, the wedge here, when you weld that on there, the heat will pull the two sides up. So if you go to take this and then go to weld it and then bolt it on this, then the center is going to be humped, and then my clamps here, and you can see here, I didn't show you in the previous video when I drilled out these for the grease zerks. These clamps here, when you go to mount these on here, then that hump will overcome the tolerance gap that I put in here of about 25 thousandths, and basically it'll just jam up. Or when I clamp these down, it'll lock it in place, or it'll just scrape the metal and wear out faster, create a lot of metal shavings and burrs, which won't feel very good if I run my hand over this. So, in an attempt to try and keep it from doing that, I welded it with that clamp down to try and avoid that, and maybe let it normalize temperature before I put another weld on, so that way it'll kind of evenly disperse the heat, and that way everything will work all together in tandem, instead of, you know, one hot weld, you know, all the way across right there and all the way across right there, and then the metal shrinks and contracts right where the weld is. And I could have heated this up ahead of time, but I think just warming it up with one good bead and then leaving it like that for a minute would pretty much get the whole platform and this wedge here up to temperature, so that way it'll be a more even weld. So I'll let you guys know what it looks like when I'm done.